Okay, so this is really important. I am going to wait for more people to come in, or whatever, or anybody come in. But if nobody comes in, that's fine too. You guys will see it later on. But I just went on live out of the blue just to tell you guys. Now my content is not made for like young people. I always put on my videos that it's not for children, it's not for kids. Obey Me, the game isn't even for kids. It's 20 plus. It's a 20 plus game. And I feel like you guys are getting younger and younger on my channel, and that scares me a little bit because lots of things that I post about. And well, I just like things like just what just happened on my wit wrong, and they're young, they're literally 12 years old. And I told them, hey, like, you're 12, like, you shouldn't be like on my channel. And they and they just kept talking, and I was like, man, like, I'm a stranger, like, you can't tell me this stuff, like, this is very personal. Like, I have hotlines, I have suicide hotlines, I have ADHD hotlines, I have anxiety hotlines. Like, if you need a hotline, I will give you it. Do you need help? Like, you sound like you're coming for help. And I am an art student, I'm a literature student, I'm an English student, I am a law student, but I am not a therapist. I cannot be your therapist. And it scares me because I'm scared that I might say the wrong thing to you guys, and you guys are very impressionable, and you guys shouldn't even be on my channel. And I always say, when I see a young person, your parents know you're on here, great. I just don't want angry parents. I don't want you to be, to see things that you guys shouldn't be seeing things. I don't like. I just, I just don't want you guys to be like, I can't think of, ow, I just stabbed myself in the eye, but I can't think of what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't want you guys to be influenced by like things you see. And I know some of my younger fans, which I already told them, hey, like, this is like 18 plus content, this is mature content, like, just be careful, because I mean, I'm warning you. And do your parents know? Like, make sure your parents know, make sure your parents are okay, make sure that you're like, you're old or whatever, or like older, not like old. It's not funny, I just do that sometimes, it's like a mental typo. But like, it's serious, this is serious, and I'm just scared that you guys are going to get hurt, or you guys are going to hurt yourself, and I don't want you guys to do that, and I never know what exactly to tell you guys. And I do not have PhD, I do not have anything of the sorts. I just draw and I just do fan fiction. I am a 20-year-old girl on the internet, and it's hard because I want to help you guys, and sometimes I feel like you guys see me as like an older sister, and that's cool too. Like, I love being like to impact your life like that. I love impacting you guys. I love making you guys feel so good about yourselves and seeing how things are good, and I just love that, and I love seeing you guys so happy, and love seeing you guys see my videos. And I'm sorry, I should put trigger warnings on here. Um, I wasn't thinking. Actually, I'll say something right now, just in case. Hold on. Oh, that's a G. Look, my typos are coming up again. So far, okay, so I just put it in the group chat, or like the chat, just to let you guys know the trigger warnings. I should have I should have put that in there before. I wasn't thinking. I was just hopped on here just to tell you guys how I felt. And this isn't about me. This is about you guys. I don't want you guys to get hurt. I don't want you guys to feel like I can give you the help you need, because the most help I can give you is, hey, like, here's some guidelines, here are some hotlines, here are things that you can use to get help, because I am here and you are there, and I'm not physically there, and I cannot physically help you. And my words, I know that my words mean a lot, but I'm scared that I might say something wrong, and one thing I say, boom, I'm an influencer, and I don't want to influence you to do something or hurt yourself or hurt you or hurt somebody else. And I know a lot of you guys like do suffer with mental illnesses. I even suffer with a mental illness. I suffer with severe anxiety and other things, but I know what it's like. And if you guys are out there and you guys are suffering, please call a hotline. Please tell your parents. Please tell somebody you are not alone. You should not be ashamed of how you feel. This is your mental illness, or your mental health we are talking about, is not something you should hide. We are in the point now where people should understand, and where people should know that things aren't scary. Like, things can be scary, yes, things can be really scary with mental illness and everything around it, but I promise you that, one, you are not alone. Two, you can tell somebody. They will not judge you for the way you feel, and if they do, you need to get them out of your life, because they do not deserve to be in it. They don't understand what you're going through. Nobody truly knows what you're going through. Even I don't know what you're going through. Even if you explain it, we may not know, because we've never been in that situation. But and telling me, yes, okay, if it makes you feel good, yes, you can tell me, you can privately message me, but I cannot give you advice. I cannot give you mental help. I can give you hotlines. I can tell you that it'll get better, because it will. I promise you it will eventually get better. It may take years, it may take months, it may take days, it may take however long, it may take hours, but it will get better. I know it sounds so cliche, but it will. I promise you that it will get better. Even if it feels like the whole world around you is crashing and burning, and even if the whole world feels like it's against you and you're wondering why it's you, it's not just you. Everybody suffers with something. Everybody has their own demons. And you are strong. You are stronger than what you give yourself credit for. And here's to all of the angels that have, committed like suicide and things, or self-harmed. Like, I promise you that they are in a good place. They are, and they are strong. They're really strong. And I'm sorry that the world was so mean to them, and everybody around them were so mean to them that they felt like they had no choice. But I promise you that you are not, that you are 100% strong enough, even if you don't feel it, you are. And it's not just you who's scared. And even if you are young, if you are vulnerable, let me tell you that it's going to be okay. And stop watching people's channels like this. It's not in your age group. And I don't want you to get hurt and to stumble across something that you shouldn't have. And I understand that lots of times, they stumble across some things that, my channel is about, and just other people's channels in general. And I understand that you guys may not be innocent. Oh, it hurts me to say that. But I understand that the generation now is not the same as it was when I was 12 or 11 or 10 or 9. And I understand that the world isn't as nice, and that the world is mean, and it can hurt you, and it can break you down, and the people around you can hurt you, but it will be okay, because you are stronger than them. Most of the time people are jealous. Most of the time people don't understand. Most of the time people just think you're different, and they don't know how to express it. Sometimes they just are just like you. Sometimes they're just like you, and they see themselves in you, and that's why they're mad. Maybe sometimes you think they're taking it out on you, and maybe they are. but it's because they're dealing with their own personal demons too. If you are the person that's being mean to another person, I promise you that your life will be better too. And putting down other people will not help you. It won't. I promise you that it won't. Even if you feel like it might, it won't. And I know maybe it'll give you like that sense of eccentric or that sense of hope if you put somebody down, but it doesn't. I promise you it doesn't. No matter what you do, the only person that can help you is yourself. You can put somebody to therapy. You can put somebody into a facility. You can call a hotline. But a hotline and a facility and therapy cannot help you unless you help yourself. And it can help you, but you you have to be mentally open to the idea, like open-minded to the idea of help. And sometimes you feel like for example, weight loss. You want to lose the weight, but are you really willing to put in the work? Are you willing to understand how long it takes, how it takes years to do? Sometimes you aren't, but you're like, man, I want a fat stomach fast. Man, I'm that person. I would kill for a fat stomach. But, and of course, it's just an example, what I was saying. But I would kill for it, but I wouldn't literally. What am I willing to put in the time? Do I have the time? No. But with mental health, it's worth it. It's different than working out. It's your health. Your brain is a muscle. You work out that muscle every day. If it's sad, if it's happy, if it's somewhere in between, if you're a 1 through a 9, if you're a 10, if you are a -0, it is worth you exercising it. And I know that exercising in general, actually, right now, talking about mental health, exercising does help improve your mood. Doesn't, and I know I sound like every weight loss channel ever, but it does. It really does. It makes you happier. It makes you spunkier. But I would much rather say exercise instead of going to drugs, going to drinking, going through better than hurting yourself. I don't want any of my followers to hurt themselves. I don't want any of you guys to feel burdened. I don't want any of you guys to feel like I just feel like I don't know, sometimes I feel like I did fail. I failed you guys because you guys are like, wow, you always help me, you always lift me up. But sometimes, man, I'm talking to this kid on WIT, and I'm just like, wow, here's some hotlines, but they're like, wow, here it goes again, here's the hotline thing, and I don't want you to feel like I'm every generic YouTuber. I don't want you to feel like there is no hope, because there is. I just really need to come up on here and tell you guys how it is, and that you are okay. You will be okay, and it may feel like everything around you is just tumbling down, but it's not. It's way worse in your head than it really is, and I know it doesn't feel like it, and you may be like, Bree, that's not true, but it is. It really is, and you are stronger than this feeling. You are stronger than this mental game. And you are so strong. I believe in every one of you, even my younger viewers. I believe in all of you that you guys will get past this. And say the right thing. And I probably didn't say the right thing in this stream. None of this is scripted. I just turned on the camera and was like, okay, we need to put this on WIT. Important. You guys have to watch this, because I just feel like it's important. I feel like you guys need to know what it's like. I feel like you guys need to understand that sometimes I just can't help you. I can give you advice, I can give you hotlines, I can give you numbers, I can help you most of the way, a lot of the way, but sometimes, and it's not that I'm uncomfortable, and though sometimes I am, it's just I sincerely do not know what to do. And I was asking them if they wanted help, and they're like, no, I have the help. Well, if you have the help, then I don't understand what you want me to do. If you have the help, and this isn't his fault or her fault or their fault. I think they said they were gender fluid, so it's they, them, or their. So, at all, It's really not, and it's none of you guys' fault either. If you guys are going through the same thing, it's just I I just don't have the science that I don't understand the brain works. I just found out what mitochondria was in science in high school. I still don't remember what that is. Like I I'm not very smart about these things, and I will be the first to admit that. And I just sometimes I just don't know, and I'm scared that if I say the wrong thing, you guys are gonna go out. You guys are gonna be like, "Oh well, Bree told me to do this, a stranger on YouTube," but I am just a stranger. And I love that we are like a family, and that I am like an older sister or a mother to you guys. I completely understand that, and I love you guys for it. And we are a family, but sometimes I just don't know what to do. Try my best to help you, but I also wanted to say something about the younger kids because I don't like hearing angry parents being like, "You're teaching my kids about worshiping the devil." Like, I promise I'm not. They just stumbled across my channel, which means that they were playing the game anyways. So how about you just watch what your kids are watching? But that's just me being a little salty. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of scary. Hurt. Like, if you take anything from the stream, just know that you are strong and that I don't want you hurt. And I don't want to hear about any of you guys hurting yourselves or that you feel like you're alone, because you're not. I promise you, you're not. It may feel like it, but you are not. Just remember that, please. And I keep saying it, but it's true. How important your life is, and your health is, and your mental health, physical health, any kind of health is. And I just don't want you guys to get hurt at all. It hurts me to see you guys being hurt, and that does not mean don't come to me. I do want you guys to come to me. Don't get me wrong. I want you guys to be like, "Hey, Queen, like, tell me how to help this." Like, and I'm gonna give you the hotlines. I'm gonna tell you that, tell your parents, tell somebody that's by you, near you, even if you're scared. I promise it will be worth it. And for people who are still like, "Hey, I still want to do this," don't. If you need a sign, this is your sign. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And lots of people, those kind of things, they do regret it, even though they didn't go through with it, or they didn't, successfully do it. They do regret it. And I just want you guys to know that I don't want you guys to regret anything. Live without regrets, and don't do things like that on a whim. Please don't. It's not worth it. People care about you. I care about you. I love all of you guys individually. I love when you guys comment. I love when you guys text me. I love when you guys see me, and even out in public I see some of you guys, and it's great. And I would be heartbroken if I saw like a parent or somebody come email me and be like, "Hey, my kid passed away a few nights ago," and I don't know what I would literally do. I think I would break more. And now I don't want to make this all about me, because it's not. This is not about me. This is about you guys, and this is about how you guys shouldn't worry about things like this, especially at such young ages. And I'm 20. My age is young. I'm only 20. I just turned 20, and I'm young. 30 is young. And I remember back when I thought 30 was old, but it's not. And even 40, early 40s, that's pretty young too. Like, I just don't want you guys to hurt yourselves. And when you grow up, or when you get older, if you're already grown, which a lot of you guys already are. Most of my viewers are like 18 plus, or the youngest. Some of them are like 12 or whatever, but their parents know that they watch me or whatever, or like they're okay with it. And now I always tell them, "Hey, like, make sure that my etc., or like tell them, "Hey, like, this is what my channel's about," before you see all the bad stuff. And, so you guys know what you're watching. I'm not going to be like, sketchy or anything. um, but it's just hard to think that maybe you guys are out there suffering, wondering if anybody cares, when really I care. Lots of people care. Your parents care. Your siblings, if you have any. I don't have any, but if you have any, they care. Even if they sometimes don't act like it, they do. They love you. I promise you they do. And even if you say you love them and they don't say it back, they mean it. That's their way of telling you that they love you. And your kids, if you have kids out there, they love you. And somebody always loves you. And if you're religious, God or whoever you believe in loves you, somebody always loves you. And somebody will always miss you. And if you feel like nobody will miss you, that's not true. Me right here, I would miss you. That is already one person that would miss you if you were gone. Now, I may not know you personally, but I would still miss you. Like, even if I didn't know, I feel like I would still wonder, hey, like, if somebody hurt, like, and, usually, word gets around, like, hey, one of your subscribers, like, passed away or hurt themselves, I would be hurt. I would probably cry. And I don't want to hear that. I don't want to think about that. And, if you do come to me, I totally understand. And I will give you the best advice I can. I'll tell you, hey, it gets better because it does. And it may not feel like it. And I don't have a lot of advice. But I don't have the best advice. But who cares if the glass is half full or if some people don't even have that. I always have a more half empty or half full point of view on life, and I'm pretty naive to the world. Lots of people say that about me, but I know that lots of people are not naive to that, and lots of people have felt the dangers of the world and are living it. Or sometimes you guys are the ones going out and hurting others, and that hurts me too. So don't do that either. Or now that doesn't mean don't, fight for yourself. Don't fight back, but don't start it. You shouldn't start the fight. Never start the fight. Never be mean to other people for no reason. I sound like a Dare commercial, but it's true. Just don't. It's not worth it. There are consequences for your actions. There are consequences for your words. Your words are stronger than you know. They're stronger than I know. That's also why I'm scared, because I'm over here saying all of this. But what if you guys take that into consideration and be like, oh, well, in a way, if I switch these around, she's still telling me to do this. I'm not. This is not your green light. This is your stoplight. Or this is your green light to keep going in a positive way, not in a negative way. And fighting with people and hurting other people or hurting yourself mentally is bad. That is your red light. Don't do that. But find a positive outlet. Like, if you need to take out stress, try boxing, or backpack, even like a backpack, anything like that, because it will help. It will help you. I promise. Or not like a physical person. Like, I don't punch things. Listen to happier music. Sometimes even listening to sad music helps. Now, I'm not saying listen to like, you know the songs I'm talking about, like Cave Town or something. Like, don't listen to those kind of songs. But like, maybe listen to happier songs, or listen to some sad songs, but like none that are too close to your heart, but some that are still sad, but not like cut deep down or important, or like to what you're going with right now, because sometimes that can just make it worse. And like, yeah, like this person's right. The person singing is right. That's not going to help you. If you have to listen to the stream again, I recommend it. Not for the views, not for the likes. I don't care about those. What I care about is your guys' safety. And if you guys have to keep watching this, because this is your sign to just keep going and not stop and find hope and get hope, because it's not as bad as you're thinking. Some people bring you down. It's making you stronger. Though I will say some facilities are bad. That just means that you aren't at the right one. If you feel like your facility is bad or toxic, or is a bad environment, go to a different one. because that is not the right facility. That is a wrong facility. They are a bad facility. They should not be a facility. Give them a bad review. Go off on them. They don't deserve your work. They don't deserve your mental health. They don't deserve anything. You don't deserve to give them anything if they are a bad one. But keep going until you find a good one. And if you find a good one, that's the one that you should stay at. And they will help you become stronger-willed, and take these negative thoughts and these negative experiences that you are feeling and make them better. Make them things that make you stronger. Think every bad thing that you've been through. Let's say you're going through a breakup. Your parents are divorcing, fighting mental demons. My Wi-Fi is reconnecting again in the middle of my speech. But okay, it's fixed. But I just don't know. I just want you guys to know this. I may be repeating myself. This isn't scripted. I just turned on the computer. But I feel like it's important for you guys to know. Actually, I was gonna call this person, but I still feel like that would be mean, so I'm not gonna do that. But if you feel like if you are part of the LGBTQ community or plus community, you are loved. You are important. You are needed in this world. Everybody has a purpose, even if you don't believe in a creator or a programmer. Some people believe in that we're in a sim game, which I'm not laughing at you. I mean, it could possibly be that. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works, but I sometimes wonder, like, if you guys ever really feel alone. And if you do feel alone, promise me, tell me that you don't feel alone, because you aren't. And if you need a comment on this, or if you need to DM me, I have a wit, I have Gmail, I have everything. Just text me, or comment or anything you need to, and I will answer you. And I'll be like, oh well, here's my Gmail, here's my wit. My wit's the same as my YouTube. It's just Queen Dia-simp. I just don't want you guys to feel like you're going to be a burden on me, because you aren't. You aren't a burden. You guys don't make me uncomfortable. Though sometimes when you're 12 years old watching my videos, sometimes that does kind of make me uncomfortable, because I don't want you guys to see things that you guys shouldn't see. And I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. I'm just trying to get out all the informations. But this is your sign that you are loved and you are cared for and you are needed and you are important in this world. And this is your sign to just keep going in a positive way. not in a bad way, but in a positive way. And that I love you. And I know that you probably love me too. And if you don't, I'll pretend like you do. And we can have a mutual understanding that everything will be okay. And you can even look in your mirror every day. This is what I used to do. It's reconnecting again. Well, I don't know. If you guys can still see me, because my thing's reconnecting. You guys hear me? I don't know. But it's reconnecting. But I just want you guys to know that I do love you. No matter what happens. We are a nation. We are important. You are important in this world. You are needed in this world. You are an individual. I'm talking to personally you watching this. I'm just talking to each one of you personally, that this is important and you are important to us, and me, specifically me. And each and one of you make me so happy. And if you aren't confused, or if you feel like you mean nothing, you do, think about my channel. You guys help me every day. I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't be able to put out this message without you guys. I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you guys about how much I love you guys. And without you guys, I wouldn't have this platform to help other people. So thank you. I am so grateful for you. And maybe that's your purpose right there, is to like help other creators. Your views alone, not even your comments, your views, not even your likes matter. It's you as a whole. You matter. You are important. You make everything so important. And you are the main character. And I know people say that's an insult, but you are the main character. And you your life revolves around you. I don't know your life. I don't know your story. I don't know your movie, but you do have one. Like, I'm the main character of mine. Like, I'm over here talking to you guys. But and in my movie, if you need another outlook or perspective, in my movie, I'm here helping you guys. And I'm on YouTube. I'm like unfriended and making sure that you guys are okay. Making sure that you guys know that I love you. Making sure that you guys know that you are loved in general and that other people love you. And that whatever feels bad or feels rough in your life, that it's just a cloud. It's just a blip. And it may feel like the longest blip ever. It may be years long. But it's still a blip. It is still a fog. It is still a cloud. It may be a rainfall. After a rainfall, it's a freaking rainbow. Like, you are the rainbow. You are the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. If you want to be the leprechaun, you can be the leprechaun. You can be the perfectly toasted toast. For all I care. But I do care about you. And I love perfectly perfect toast. Even unperfect toast I love. Even a little bit of a dim rainbow. Even a rainbow that's not all Roy G. Biv. Even if it says Roy G. Biv. Or if it's Biv alone. Or if it's Ro. Like, I am okay with that. If you're just the R in the rainbow. Like, I'm okay with that. Because you're still important. You're still part of the rainbow. You're just the first letter. Or the last letter. Or the O. You might just be the bow. But you are still important. That doesn't make you any less important just because you aren't the full rainbow. And you may feel like you're half the letter, or you may just be like the first stick of the R, but you help make the R. Like, I may be making no sense, but there's a conclusion to this not making sense. And there's always a bright side to everything. Let's say, I don't know, for example, this might hit home for some of you guys. I love you, Raul. Did I pronounce that right? I hope I pronounced that right. And I love you too, Potato Mafia. I love both of you guys. And I love everybody else too. And I just want everybody to know that I do love you. And I actually, before I went on live, I was freaking bawling because I just didn't know what to say. But I knew that was important. I knew that this was important. I knew that I had to tell you guys how I felt and how important you guys are to me and to everybody else around you. If you go to school and you feel like everybody's against you, for example, they're not. They're not against you. You just sometimes feel like they might be. And maybe they're mean. Maybe they're hangry. I mean, let's say it's 12 o'clock every day and they're all mean to you. They're hungry. Or they're thirsty. Or they're just being mean because their own life sucks. And that is such a cliche, but it's true. And I hate cliches. Like, I hate roses are red, violets are blue. That doesn't even rhyme. But we still say it. And you know what? It's true. Like, well, actually, I prefer white and black roses. I really like white roses. But, some roses are red. But to me, you guys are my black and white roses. You guys are my favorite roses. And, somebody, you may be their least favorite rose. But you're still a rose. Like, pretty flower. You're still a rose. Or what's your favorite flower? Are you a daisy? Is daisy your favorite flower? Is it a poinsettia? I love poinsettias. Those are beautiful. They have new pink poinsettias now. You're the pink poinsettia. You are the prettiest poinsettia. Poinsettias are beautiful. And you are beautiful. All of you are beautiful. Like a poinsettia. Like a white rose. Like a black rose. Like, there's like some blue roses, I heard. at least there is an Animal Crossing. So maybe you're Animal Crossing Blue Rose, but you're important because you're a part of somebody's garden in Animal Crossing. And you know what? That's important too. And I just needed to pop in here and tell you guys that you are important and I love you and everybody else loves you. And maybe not everybody in the whole world loves you. Some people are going to hate. Some people are going to not like you. But that's okay too. Because those people that don't like you make you stronger and make you understand you can't be everybody's favorite. But that doesn't mean you're not somebody else's favorite. Sure. Screw them. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your presence. But with that being said, you are worth somebody else's life, or you are worth somebody else's presence, and you are important to somebody else, and your presence is important to somebody. Maybe not that exact mean person, or many mean people, but you are important, and your presence is very important to other people. So screw those people that don't like you. All they did is make you stronger. So tell them thank you. Next time they're mean to you, say thanks. And they're going to be like, for what? You help me realize sucks, but it makes me appreciate the people around me that do love me. Thank you. You're welcome, Foxy Chan. I love you too. You're actually, Foxy Chan in general, you are very important to me. You've been here since the beginning. So I can thank you, giving you a shout out. Like, I can give you like so much, and I'm so happy that you're here. Now, you have seen me grow so far. And I just don't want anybody to get hurt. And I know somebody out there needs to hear this. And even if it's you, like, I want you and everybody else to hear that they are important, because they are. And I keep saying it, but it's true. I need you guys to know and soak it in, like petrol to a car. You guys need to know and understand that you may not get a lot of kind words or compliments, but you do get them. And even if I'm the one giving you them, you out there, or the guys who think they aren't pretty, or think that they aren't pretty or cute, or think that they're not hot, or think that they're not, Instagram worthy, or think that they're too fat or too skinny or too in between or too curvy. Man, I'm that girl. And let me tell you that, do you like you? If you look in the mirror and let's say you change for somebody else, do you like you after you change for how they want? And it took me years to understand this message too. Like, if you look in the mirror after you buy the clothes they want you to wear, after you cut your hair the way they want you to, or don't cut your hair like they want you to, do you like you? Like, do you, when you're alone in between these four walls and a ceiling with a closed door, do you like you when you're dressed up to the nines, all suited and booted for these other people? 9 times out of 10, you're not. Let's say you got plastic surgery. Say you're old enough to do that and you got plastic surgery. And just because you want people on Instagram to like you. Because you feel like if you fit into the mold that people want you to, that it will be worth it. And yes, like I said before, this goes for guys too. Because guys, you guys have pressure too. We talk about women. As a woman, I can tell you that we do go through pressure, but you do too. And you guys never speak up for it. And I give you so much appreciation for that. No, I do think that you guys should speak up about it, and I hate that society tells you that you guys can't, or that you guys are weak if you show emotion. That is not true. Show emotion. Like, personally, I love it when men tell me, or gender fluid people, or anything in between, tell me that they don't, any non-female tells me, their emotions or cries or anything like that. You are not less of a man or anything in between. You are just you. You are human. Or anything you want to be. You can be angel. You can be that too. Anything you feel you are. You can be a toaster. It makes it. It's important for you to show emotion, because if you hold all that up inside of you, it's gonna burst. It's going to break. It's going to shatter. And sometimes you can't fix it. Like, think of somebody in the military. They come back with PTSD. And maybe you have PTSD. Maybe this is you. And you come back angry and scared and mad at PTSD. Maybe this is you. And you come back angry and scared and mad at the world because of what you just saw. I get it. Lots of people get it. And, the way you're, reacting to your PTSD and the way that PTSD is, reflecting onto your mental health is and different than other people's. People don't know your perspective on yours and don't know your severity, don't know how you handle things. Everybody handles things differently. Some people cry, some people hit things, some people bite their nails, some people scratch, some people pull their hair, some people have alopecia and they can't stop pulling their hair or ripping their hair out. And to you guys as well, I give you guys strength too. I give you guys so much. My heart goes out to you. You live with something like that every day of your life. You fight it every day. And I know it can be hard for you guys too. Trust me, I know. And if I were in your shoes, I don't know what I'd do. And same for the people with cancer. If you have cancer, if you are fighting for your life every day, I know it can be hard, but as soon as you give this up, everything else is given up. You cannot let your brain fail you. If your brain gives up, everything else gives up. I don't want you guys to do that. I want you guys to keep living, to keep being strong, being like, yes, I could do this. I could hurt myself. I could do worse things. I could hurt other people. Or I can take a deep breath. I can stand up, look in that mirror, tell myself I'm beautiful, even for the men and everything in between and everyone in between. I can go in that mirror, tell myself I'm beautiful every day. I can go there and tell myself I'm worth it, because you are. And if you need somebody to tell you you're worth it, again, it's me. You are worth it. Each and every one of you guys are worth it. Like, I don't know how to prove it. Actually, yes. Look at my views. Look at my subscribers. Every one of you guys did that. Every single one. And I am ecstatic that you guys are here. And you guys have impacted me, and you guys have shown me other views of certain mental health things. Like, you guys know that I struggle with mental health too. We all do. Everybody has an issue. And for people with this anxiety like me, everybody has anxiety. It's just different severities. Like, lots of people, almost everybody, and I don't know one person that does not have anxiety. It's just if you have medicated anxiety, you have a worse severity of it. Now, people who aren't medicated or don't have, like that diagnosis, they do have anxiety, but they don't have it every day of their life. You know what I mean? They don't have the disorder of anxiety. And it can definitely be hard. And I do this because I'm used to having long hair. I just cut it off today. But I just want you guys to know this message goes out to all of you guys, and to the person that texted me on my wit and hasn't texted me back, which is kind of scaring me. If you are watching this, the person that texted me on wit, on my comments, if you are watching this, I love you. Personally, to you, I love you. I hope you don't do anything bad to yourself. And no, you did not make me uncomfortable. I just didn't know what to say. I don't want people to think that I am projecting my views onto you. I don't want people thinking that I'm showing you things that you shouldn't be saying. That is the worst thing ever. I do not condone people who show, sexual things or anything like that to young audiences. I do not condone people. Like, I'm not gonna say names, but you probably know the man I'm thinking of, or a few of them may have come to mind. But I do not condone people who get money off of young children. I do not condone people who touch children or touch females or males in general without their consent. And no, a child cannot consent. You cannot consent under the age of 8 or 17 or however old it is in your country. And for people who think you can, you're disgusting. I want you to know that these kids cannot consent, even if they say yes. They don't know what they're saying. Do not take that. And for people who kiss people when they're drunk, for people out there who do things to people when they're drunk, they can't consent either. Like, even if they gave you consent before, they still can't consent. And I know it's very popularized in social media that, oh, well, I did this while I was drunk with this guy or this girl. But that is literally not okay. I don't want to say the word on here, but that is not okay. You can't do that because they did not consent. You literally did something to them that they can't take back when they cannot consent because they were under the influence. It's kind of like driving. You can't drive a car when you're under the influence because you might wreck somebody. You might hit somebody. You may turn into a freaking light pole. You can maybe fall into a ditch because you were under the influence. You shouldn't do that either. Just like how you shouldn't touch people when you are drunk or they are drunk. And I think that it's important for me to come out here and say that for the kids that watch me, I do not think that you should be seeing this stuff. I don't think that you should be on this side of the YouTube, and I don't think that you should be on this game in general. Because it is for mature audiences, as in like 6, maybe 15, 16, 17, 18, etc., etc., etc. Like teenager, older. Because I understand that like older teens, like 15, 16, etc., etc., they understand like what's going on, like they can't consent, but they have seen all this stuff before. But when we talk about 13, 12, 11, 10, even 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13, even 14, I don't want you guys to see this stuff. And as long as somebody knows, or your parents know, or they like, okay, I understand, or I won't get any angry parents. Sure, I can't force you not to watch my channel, and I don't want you to hurt you guys' feelings either. I care about you guys' I can't think of the word. My brain is just so like ready to talk. But safety. I care about you guys' safety. And I don't want you guys to be exploited. I don't want you guys to be hurt. I don't want you guys to be touched. I just want you guys to know that what I'm saying is important and that this whole stream is important. Even if I, keep scattering everywhere with my words, I want you guys to know that's important. And that this whole conversation is important. And people need to talk about this more. People are so scared to talk about mental illness. People are so scared to come out and be like, men and women and everybody in between can come out here and tell their feelings. People are so scared to sit here and talk about personal things like suicide and self-harm, and people are so scared to sit here and be like, this isn't okay. And if you are going through this, don't think that you are alone, because you aren't. Lots of people go through this, especially now that we were stuck in our homes because we were under quarantine because there's a war going on. I hope all of you guys are safe right now, and you guys in Ukraine. But if you are, props to you guys. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope and wish the best for you guys. If I were religious, I would pray for you. I hope that you guys know that you are worth something too, and that this isn't just happening to you, but it's happening to a whole group of people, and it is very inconvenient, but it also makes you stronger as well. That what you guys are going through, or even if you see this after the war, that you guys fought. And if let's say you do end up dying, you fought until your last dying day, and you were important, and you fought until your last breath, and that means that you would have no regrets. And you may have regrets, but you did all you could. And I want you guys to live your life to the fullest. And I want you guys to know that you are important. And I said that before, but you are. And things happen to make us stronger. And my heart goes out to all of you. And you guys just need to know that you are never alone. And it's just, what happens. Things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. If you're religious or not, everything happens for a reason. It makes everything easier. Let's say you're in a huge fight with your parents. That fight happened for a reason. Think Obey Me in general. Every time MC fought with Lucifer, it was a good thing. Because something good happened to it. Buffy got out of the freaking attic because she fought with him. And that's a good thing out of a fight. Every fight is important. Let's say a guy breaks up with you because of a fight. That means that he was not meant to be in your life anyway. That toxic entity is gone. And that's good too. And you may be sad that they left. And you may be scared to fight with another partner because you're scared they will leave. If they leave you because you say your personal preferences, they leave because you told them that they aren't treating you right, if they leave because they don't understand your side of the story or aren't wanting to hear your side of the story and they just care about themselves, let them leave. And don't let them come back. And I know, you guys are gonna be like, but I love them. But they didn't love you. And it hurts to say that because I was in your shoes too. And I was like, man, like they love me though, and I love them. Little did I know they didn't. And every fight ended up with them leaving. And that just means that they weren't the one. They were not Mr. Perfect. It might have been Mr. Almost, but not Mr. Perfect. And, I do believe in my heart, even if you don't believe this, I do, that there is somebody for everybody. Or some people are asexual or aromantic. You guys are, different. Then you guys don't have anybody, but in a good way, in a positive way, not in a negative way. But you have friends that see the way you see. Like you guys have friends that are asexual or aromantic or ace in general, and they understand, how you feel too. So you guys can just be best friends for the rest of your life, and like this little group of people, and that's great too. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying with that. But that's just how I feel personally, is that you guys just needed this message. And if anybody that is suffering with this kind of thing, send them to me. Send them this message. Send them this video so they know they are important. If somebody sent you this video, you are important. You are more than important. You are needed. There are people around you that love you. You are loved. And people care about you. Even if there's, let's say, nobody left in your family. If you're the last person on Earth, let's say you're the last person on Earth or anywhere in space just floating about, somebody loves you. The plants love you. The aliens probably love you. They'll probably make a little friend out there if you believe in aliens or, anything that's out there. Like, I know there's something out there, probably. They love you. Or the people, like the little Martians or whatever, they're probably like, oh man, look, we got a friend now. You're important. Even if you're the last person on Earth floating about, they're gonna be like, dude, we can bring humans back because we had this person. Like, get freaking Elon Muskie over here to help us bring back humans. Well, he's dead now. Oh, well, get his kid or get somebody else or remake him. I don't know, get some DNA from this person that's, floating about in space. But they're important. So if that's you, if you're the person floating in space by yourself and nobody else is there, you are still important because they can remake humans probably. Or dinosaurs or something. A new person. I don't know. Martians are Martians and aliens, they're crazy. It's not like I'm making a conspiracy now. But that I just make it. My cat's looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, lady, just stop. Just stop talking about Martians. A smile on your face or made you feel loved or important or that I care about you because I do. 100% do. And I hope I didn't make this all about me. I tried my best. You guys know that this video is about every one of you and it's personal to you. That you, any one of you, all of you, need to know this message. And I don't blame any of you guys for how you feel. Nobody deserves to blame you for how you feel. And you are probably beating yourself up about something or about how you feel. You don't deserve that either. You don't. 100% you do not deserve to feel hurt, and you do not deserve to hurt yourself or bring yourself down or be like, you're like, for example, me, I'd be like, Brie, like, you don't deserve any of this. You don't deserve YouTube. You don't deserve all these followers because you are dealing with this thing. But then I have to stop. I'm like, no. Go to the mirror and be like, no. You know what, Brie? You deserve everything you worked for. You worked every day or as long as you can for these people. You worked for everything you have and earned. And you need to stop putting yourself down. Because look what you have. Do you have a roof? Do you have these walls? Do you have that door? Do you have this cat? Do you have this little Cheshire over here? Did you make a whole family in your head? like you did this. Like, stop putting yourself down. You've done so much. You're creative. You're spunky. Like, that's how I feel about myself, at least. And I think you guys need to start telling yourselves this too every morning, even if you do not believe it. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you are worth it. Tell yourself that somebody loves you. Even, as I said, if you don't believe it, it's true. And the more you tell yourself, the more you'll believe it. And eventually, you will just know. And hopefully, you guys will take this advice. This, scattered advice, and take it to heart. And that's all the advice I can give you. But if you need the hotlines, or if you feel like you are at the edge, I am here. I am just here for you. And I can tell you all I can, and I can give you the hotlines, tell you that it will be okay, and give you hope, and remind you that I do love you. And that's all I have to say. That's all I can say in this stream. But just remember to love yourself, and remember to tell yourself that you love yourself. Even if you don't, tell yourself you do, because you deserve to love yourself. You deserve to love yourself. Even if somebody else feels like they have the nerve to not love you, screw them. Because if you have you, who has been here through every breakup? Who has been here through every fight? Who has been here since you were born? Yourself. Who knows you more than yourself? Nobody. So depend on yourself. Tell yourself, hey, I got myself. I love myself. Because look at what I did for myself. My creative helped me make videos. My creativity helped me have all these friends. And that's how you should feel about yourself. Because you deserve it. You've done so much in your life, even if you feel like you didn't. And if you've had a short life so far, your life will grow. You will grow. You will lose friends. You will gain friends. High school friends are horrible. But you're going to end up with one or two good friends that stay with you. And those are the reason why you, because they love you. Or let's say you don't have any friends, but you still have you. You still have you, because you will never leave yourself. And I think that's all that matters. And I will never leave you, of course. And I guess this is the end of the stream. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night or day. And if you guys are in Ukraine, I hope you guys be safe, or be as safe as possible. And my heart goes out to you guys. And I hope nothing bad happens to you, and that things are good, and that you guys have food on the table. And for our troops, I thank you for your service, and I understand that you guys go through things too. And if you need to see this video, you probably aren't, but if you do, I'm here for you too. You may not even be subscribed to me, but I love you too. Even if you aren't subscribed, I love you.